the music, first and foremost. For me, it's all about the music. I didn't pick the music; it picked me. I was a student musician as a young man, as a child, as a student, and right up until college. So I just fell in love with the music, and there's a sense of community that I have as an old community organizer and social worker and civil rights activist. You know, the community has always really been an important thing to me. This is my hometown, and I used to go to music festivals all over the country. New York, Newport, Ann Arbor, everywhere I could, you know, Canada. And I just got tired of going to music festivals out of town. And I think it was really selfish. I basically said, there's no reason we can't do this in Syracuse, and so I just decided to do it, and that was it. And that's kind of how it all got started. But I mean, I was a social worker and a community organizer, so there was that side of me, and I had a musical background, and it all just kind of came together.
Musical background? You used to play?
Yeah, I used to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I was okay. No, I was a better student musician. You know, I used to play clarinet, a little saxophone, soprano sax. But I knew I wasn't going to make it as a musician. When I was a student at OCC, it was downtown. The campus was downtown, Midtown Plaza, and there was a little club called the Club 800. And before Urban Renewal came in, there were a bunch of African American clubs: the Jazz Corner and the Club 800, and the Clover Club and the Penguin, and the Embassy Room. And I used to go to all those clubs and see great jazz artists. And one night, I used to use this place, the Club 800, as a study hall, and it was run by a couple of sisters, Rachel and Sarah, two Jewish sisters. And there was an African-American bartender, a tall, lanky dude with a stingy brim hat. His name was Gene, and he was about 6'10". And he said, you like jazz, man? And I said, yeah, I like jazz. And he said, well, you need to come down here on Friday night. We got a saxophonist coming in from Philly. And I said, okay. So I went down, and it was John Coltrane.
Wow.
And he did 3 sets. The first set was my favorite things. The second set was Naima. The third set was Afro Blue and After the Rain. I went home, I went upstairs, I got my soprano, I wrapped it in plastic, I went out in the backyard and I buried it.
No.
True. And I knew that I was never going to be a musician. And that was the turning point in my life. I didn't know what I was going to become or how I was going to serve the music. I knew music would always be a part of my life. But it's really because of John Coltrane that I don't play anymore, because I knew I could never make a statement like that. So I had to find another way to make a statement.
To express yourself.
Love the music. I mean, for me, it's about serving the great artists that make this music. I mean, think of the blessings that I've had in my life, CJack. I mean, I've been able to work with Ray Charles and Al Jarreau and George Benson and Shaka Khan and Roberta Flack and some of the most brilliant practitioners of the music in the history of the music, Smokey Robinson, and this year my friend Aretha Franklin. I mean, to me, that's what keeps me going. Having worked with these folks elsewhere and knowing what they can do, how they can transform people's lives, and the kind of memories they can create, and the ability they have, and the genius they have, being able to share that with the fans who appreciate the music is really important to me. And being able to educate people about their own culture is really, really important. I mean, we got 30 million people a week watching American Idol, and I'm trying to teach them about the existence of American culture, and in particular about African American culture, which is their history.
Right.
African American culture is American history, and this is the last bastion for any real music education and jazz education in America is a festival. They don't teach it in schools. You can't hear it on the radio. You can't watch it on television. So you have to go to a festival in order to get it. For me to be able to present that and educate people about their culture and give it to them for free, that's what drives me. I presented Miss Franklin at the Music Hall, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. She calls me, we talk all the time, we talk about music. It is really an incredible blessing to have her in my life and to be in her life. I think she's the greatest artist that ever lived, that America ever produced. She's America's gift to the world. She's just an incomparable artist. You know, people ask me about that. You know, do you think she's on a par with Ray Charles? Absolutely. Ray was on fumes at the end of his career. As much as I love Brother Ray, and you know, I worked with Ray many times. And but Aretha's a force, man. She's a child of God and a force of nature. There's no one like her, and she can sing anything, and she's brilliant. And she's just the best there ever was. We met at Music Hall when I presented her the first time, and her father, Reverend C.L. Franklin, used to preach there when the church was under construction. So she had a special fondness. And then when she found out that I had marched with her father and Dr. King in Detroit in the 60s, we had this instant connection, and that the friendship has grown. I have to tell you that she's an amazing musicologist, an incredible musician. I've seen her run her band and her backup singers and her musical director through rehearsals, and I've seen her play and perform whatever in a variety of settings, and there's no one like her. She's the best that ever lived.
And welcome to Aretha Franklin!